Welcome to Good News Gossip. I'm Ricky. So, we've got an interesting spiritual warfare video for you tonight. This one is going to be called A Tool for Lust. It's about dating websites. So, let's get started. Are dating websites using lust and attraction? Dating websites are absolutely using lust and attraction to make their platforms work. It prioritizes physical visuals and triggering immediate dopamine hits. The app capitalizes on these natural impulses to bring users hooked and encourage active matching. Dating sites absolutely use the principles of attraction and lust to drive their platforms. Because the brain categorizes visual cues for sexual desire immediately quick, these apps rely on rapid physical appeal to generate user engagement, matches, and it can form an app addiction. Understanding how this mechanism works reveals both the benefits and the limits of digital dating. How dating sites leverage lust and attraction? Well, first of all, they use visual first design. The algorithm relies predominantly on photos, which immediately trigger the brain's lust and reward centers. You are conditioned to make a split-second instinctual decision based on appearance. The continuous window shopping. Presenting an endless stream of options mimics online shopping. The thrill of the swipe keeps you returning to the app for more validation and excitement. Building initial momentum. The adrenaline rush and the physical chemistry gets both people talking, making it easier to break the ice and initiate conversations. The catch. Do they actually work for you? Well, while relying on attraction and lust is highly effective for the app's business model, keeping users active, it creates a distinct outcome for the daters. It's good for casual dating. If your goal is for a fling or a hookup, the visual-based chemistry effectively matches with others seeking the short-term fun. But it's less effective for long-term love. Attraction is a great spark, but lust alone is fleeting. Lasting relationships require a deep emotional connection, shared values, and trust. These apps create unrealistic standards. Because you're continually bombarded with high curated, physically appealing photos, it can lead to an endless swiping fatigue and a false belief that the perfect person is always just a swipe away. Lust, the engine of the swipe, so it's visuals first design. The platforms that focus heavily on swiping, like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, are built to trigger immediate lust and raw biological sex drive. It also uses the dopamine loop. Swiping triggers rushes of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. The anticipation of seeing the next hot match keeps you endlessly tapping and returning. Prioritizing looks. Research continually shows that physical attractiveness far outweighs the other traits in early dating success. Attraction, the psychological hook. It's more than physical. While lust purely is about the basic sex drive, attraction brings the brain's reward pathways into play. It makes physical appeal with the specific personality traits, hobbies, and mutual interests. The matching hypothesis. Many apps use algorithms to pair people who are of similar levels of the perceived social desirability and physical attractiveness. As users tend to rely most favorably on matches in their same league, the apps take advantage of this. Reality versus the screen. Dating apps strip away the pheromones, the voice, the in-person body language. This forces the algorithm and your brain to rely mostly exclusively on photos, which heavily favors surface level lust and not deeper emotional attraction. The paradox of choice. Continually being bombarded by attractive profiles can make you feel like the next perfect match is just a swipe away. This can make it difficult to commit to one person. And it makes the apps highly attractive and addictive. The bottom line, using attraction to get your foot in the door is completely natural. However, to actually make dating sites work for finding a deeper relationship, you eventually need to move past physical lust. Focus on written bios, compatibility quizzes, and transition to meeting the person quickly to see if the real emotional bond exists. So there we have it. That is about dating apps. There's nothing really from the Bible in here. It's kind of from behavioral science and stuff like that. But it makes sense, doesn't it? And it is using lust. That's from the Bible. We want to stay away from lust. It's a spiritual warfare. Lust usually has a demon attached. I've got a video. I'll link it in the description about the lust demon. Anyway, I've had experiences on dating apps. I've even gone on Christian dating apps. And this is where I came up with this idea. I was like swiping all the time. I'm like, going, wait up. Some of the people I met on the Christian dating apps as well weren't really Christian, So I was like, ooh, wait up, what's going on here? And then I started to think about it, and I'm swiping away, and I'm like going, wait up, I'm judging. We're not meant to judge. That's against the Bible. And I'm like, wait up, am I using attraction here, or is this lust? So I did some research, and this video came out of it. Praise the Lord. I've met a fair few people through dating apps. Has any of it worked? One lady I've met, we stay in contact. We're fellowshipping together about the Lord, which is great. And I did find her on a Christian dating site. She's nice, and she's got a little daughter, and they're beautiful ladies. I'm not going to mention their names because this is going public. But that's nice, it's a friendship. Will it blossom into a relationship? Well, I don't know. Maybe one day when we meet, it may. It may not too. I'm a Christian male. I don't want lust in my life. I'm not after sex. I'm after a virtuous woman who wants to get married. Whether they want to have kids or not, it doesn't really worry me. If they're a virtuous woman, she can handle it. I can handle it. Whatever. But, when I think about that, revelation is probably happening from everything I see happening in the world. And from what I understand in Revelation, it does seem to be happening. So I'm not sure if having a child right now is really such a good thing. But never say no. Children are God's gifts. So if a child comes, a child comes. But anyway, like I said, this is my video about the tools of lust, which are dating sites. Be careful. Don't play the game. Because we're under spiritual warfare all the time, remember? This is why I do the spiritual warfare videos, eh? Anyway, like I say at the end of all my videos, it's not our way, it's Yahweh!